Alright, so something that's come to my attention as I do these videos, voiceovers, animation, whatever you want to call it, is that I refer to triangles quite a bit. But I've never really gone into what do those triangles mean. Like I've talked about the importance of the triangles, but not why they are important. So we're going to talk about that today for those that are new to the game or maybe have not studied the game at a very high level. This is something that is fundamental to improving one's game, improving one's vision of the game. So what we have is a still from a game between Barcelona and Real Madrid. I think this is in 2011, so right around the peak of the Barcelona tiki-taka sort of prowess. And what we have is a player on the ball. I believe that's Lionel Messi. Might be Xavi, but one of the two. And you'll notice that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll call it 5 players within about 15, 20 yards, right? And as I draw the lines between them, you'll notice something start to pop out. There's a triangle here. There's a triangle here. There's a triangle here. And a triangle here. And even one here. Right, so not only are there triangles everywhere, there's also kind of a pentagon shape sort of formed. But the important thing is the triangles. So why are the triangles important? Well, soccer is all about angles, okay? At any point, a soccer player can pass anywhere between 180 to 270 degrees, right? A player is usually limited to passing directly behind them unless you're playing a back heel, but it's a low percentage pass that you don't want to normally attempt. So the range of a player's passing is normally limited to a little over 180 degrees, meaning that if a player is standing, right, just as this player is standing, their passing vision is limited to just a little bit behind where their vision is. So we'll call it right here, right? So this angle right here. And the reason why we talk in triangles is because triangles manipulate angles in interesting ways. So what does that mean specifically? Well, in terms of this particular situation, you'll notice that there is a player directly in front of Messi, where you can play the ball here, and it's a really easy pass, right? There's a guy here, but it's a really easy pass to number 2, that's Dani Alves. There's also a really easy pass to Gerard Piqué right here. And even though there's 2 players closing in, right, 2 players in white, there's still 2 very easy passes that the player on the ball can make. Now, why is this important? Well, soccer is all about creating numerical advantages through movement and motion, right? So when that ball, right here, goes to either one of these 2 players, all of the white has to reset, right? And then if, for instance, the ball does end up right here, right, we'll say that's the ball. At this point, all of the players that had created this defensive shell are now completely locked off, and the angles have changed. So remember, we talked about, just a moment ago, the angles that this player on the ball can pass to, right? He's limited to here to here, this angle here. But if the ball was to move to this player here, which, again, is a very easy pass, his passing range is now from where he is right here. And all of a sudden, this entire field has opened up. One pass, and the whole picture has changed. So, why is this important? Well, again, talking in triangles. By having these triangles, this player right here, his view is limited right here, and he can get, I'm going to go ahead and clean some of this up, he can get all of this space right here. Within these 3 players, Messi, Piqué, Alves, they cover the entirety of the field with passing, just by setting up triangles, by covering all of the different angles. It's a little bit technical, but if you think about it, it is simply a matter of view, right? So Messi is facing in this direction at this point, right? Facing in this direction, it's really hard to get this pass all the way out here. But because this triangle is set up, it's very easy for this player to be able to see the pass all the way out there. Can he make it? Well, that is up to the individual ability of the player, but being able to see it is the first battle. If the player can't see it, there is no way that he can make that pass. So, one more. As we look at it in the terms of triangles again, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 triangles. The easy passes are the ones that we talked about just a moment ago, but even with the little more difficult passes, right, say we'll erase these here and we'll look at the kind of lower percentage ones. Maybe he plays it to this guy. Well, this guy can see all of this space here that this player cannot. So even laying it off into traffic still changes the angle. If perhaps, even though this player here is kind of on the edge of the vision, he still can see all of this space here that that other player can't see, the player on the ball. So by forcing these triangles, by making these triangles, it covers everything. Now, let's look at that really specifically. As I make this triangle, right here, you'll notice angle here, angle here, angle here. And as we look, obviously it's not limited to just these angles, so we're going to expand the angles just a little bit. If we look at the expansion of these angles, they cover the entirety of the field, right? I'm going to make them nice and big. There's one angle. This player, that's another angle. This player, that's another angle. And you'll see within these spaces, and I'll erase kind of the non-important ones, then the spaces that I've drawn right here, they cover just about the entire field. That's why triangles are important. But I do think that one thing I do want to do, just to clear up any lingering confusion, because there was a lot going on in that, is to just show a little, not even animation, almost a slideshow style, where you really get to see what I mean when I say triangles manipulate angles and create space. So, as you can see, we have a layout of two teams, one in a 4-2-3-1, one in a 4-3-3. Red team has the ball. Now, as we advanced one, you'll see all the arrows are just showing the directions that the players are facing. 9 is facing the direction of his arrow, 5 his, 63 his. And, just like I showed on the still, that is the kind of wings that are expanding off these players are kind of the limits of their viewpoint and their passing vision. And in the corner, you'll notice I labeled pink 9, green 5, yellow 63. Reason I did that, I've created some circles. Well, not really circles, but kind of ovular shapes. And each player, each of the 3 players in this triangle, are shown to have the vision of the whole field, right? So 63 can see everything in the yellow, 9 can see everything in the pink, 5 can see everything in the green. Now, does that mean they can make all those passes? No, there's players in the way. There's limits to a player's passing ability, but it's just what they can see. If you cannot see it, you cannot make the pass. But there's a lot going on, so let's pull it back just a little bit. Remove all the players. Now you can see they cover the whole field within one triangle. The whole field. This is why the triangles are important. This is why, as a coach, I emphasize triangles so much. You can see the direction these players are facing. You can see there's just one little triangle in the middle. But that one little triangle covers the entire field. The whole field is covered by this little triangle. That's why triangles are important. So, as you practice, as you play, as you think about the game, Create these triangles, not because coaches say so or because I'm telling you to do it on the YouTube video. Do it so you can see the field. Do it so you're able to view the options that are created when you make a triangle. And so, when you make those triangles, and when the opportunity comes and you receive that pass, you will be able to see more of the field, and you'll be able to play more intricate passes and more devastating passes to your opposition.